Dr. Owusu Ocho. It's Dr. O for the 804. As the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia, I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O _ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin' in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Yeah, man, I appreciate Rick Stockel for sponsoring the show today. He's a great guy, great coach, great realtor here in Virginia. Make sure you give him a call or check out his website over at rickstockel.com if you're looking for any homes in Virginia. Thanks again, and let's get into this episode. Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. Today, I got the young ladies in the house, man. I got Miss Sierra Johnson, I got Grace Pack, and I got Tyi Skinner. Now, all of these three young ladies went to TPLS, so if some of y'all don't know, I want y'all to stick around because this is my first time meeting them too, and we're going to have some good time. We're going to talk some basketball. I wish y'all could have seen what we was talking about off air, man. We just been, tripping out and having some fun. So, what's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Good.
Let me come around and meet y'all over here. Grace, you are currently at Gardner Webb?
Yep.
Okay. Sierra, Sacred Heart. And Tyi, Arizona State? Okay, look, she's so cool over there. She just like, look, Showtime. Okay, I forgot. And I got Mr. Rasheen Johnson back again, TPLS. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Nothing?
Just
chilling,
Chilling out, working out.
Getting home from school, enjoying the time off.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Look. Look, Miss ESPN Sierra, you all over there, you playing against Stanford and stuff. I seen that. Trying. Grace, she was in the NCAAs too, right?
Yeah, we played Utah.
Y'all played Utah. Did y'all win the first round?
No, we did not.
No, you did not. How was that experience?
It was an amazing experience. There's nothing like it.
Okay. Well, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. I'm living through y'all today, okay? Tyi, what about you? Arizona State, ASU?
We ain't go far this year. I'm like, I ain't get a ring this year. I had my ring last year, but it should be better next year. We ain't really. I think we lost first round in our conference.
Okay.
So we ain't really get to go to the tournament this year.
Well, what I want y'all to do today, because we have a lot of the young, listeners that follow what's going on. What is the experience of, I'm going to ask each one of y'all, or playing in the NCAA, that's period. We're going to get to the tournament, but just playing college basketball at Division I level. Start with you, Grace, and I'm going to work my way around, excuse me.
The experience?
Mm-hmm.
I would just say just the mental toughness that you have to be able to be successful. It's unlike anything, really. There's nothing really I could say to prepare you in advance. It's all about just going through it, putting your head down and doing the work.
Now, everybody wants to, you got these young ballers that's going to be watching and stuff like that. Everybody want to go to D1. Everybody wants to go D1. They don't want to do D2. They don't want to do D3. Is it a pride thing? Is it just because if you feel like you go below D1, is it because you feel like that you are not good enough? Anybody can answer that question.
It's a pride thing, because to me personally, like Division I, Division II, JUCO, Division III, like it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a blessing. As long as you get to play basketball at the next level, that's everybody's end goal. Obviously, you want to play Division I basketball, but it's a pride thing to me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
A lot of people want to play Division I basketball, and they'll say that all day long, but they're not willing to put the work in.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we got some people, like I said, I'm not going to call them out by name, but, they think that they're better than what they are. They got these, when me and Sheen came up, it was a lot different. It wasn't, some of you guys, y'all played public school, but y'all also went to TPLS. But back when we was coming up and when we played, it was more so, like being an all-region player of the year, state player of the year meant something.
Yeah, most definitely.
Nowadays, it seems like everybody, their mama getting a state championship. Everybody.
5A, 6A.
Yeah, 5A, 6A. It's so many divisions. I can't even keep up with it. It's just like, hey, to me, winning a state championship seems like you winning a district championship. That's just how degraded. So if you think you all state and I'm first team all region, tell them you still got a lot of work to do, right? It don't mean much of nothing.
Yeah.
But I just want y'all to kind of let them know that because it's hard. I know my son played, at Trinity Episcopal, and he didn't get a chance to go to the next level. And like I said, it wasn't a passion of his, but just to see that, again, I lived through y'all athletes. So just seeing y'all, I want to say congratulations, first of y'all making it that far, because I know that the work was hard. And I know the way he talked about it was like, no, it ain't easy. So, tell me your experience, Sierra.
Getting there, I think it was definitely tough for me because going in, I wasn't expecting taking the role on that I took. I as a freshman, had to do a lot. So I think, and especially I never had a female coach before. I think that was tough for me. I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to like her style of coaching. And then like as time went on, I got used to it. I understood why she did what she did, like how she kind of addressed me how she did. It was for her. It was like, look, I expect this out of you. You're a freshman, but I have nobody else to go to, so you got to step up. And I just think that, and especially what Grace was saying, as far as the mental piece, like that's what it was. I had my one practice, and I was like, I want to go home. Like I know, I had my one practice. I was in my coach's office, like I want to go home. I don't want to be here. And then the next day, I had to get right back out at practice and do the same thing over and over again. After that, I was fine. So it's definitely the mental piece.
And see, it's crazy that you say that because you guys are Division I basketball players, but she's playing at a Power 5, so I can imagine what she went through. So, Ty, can you give us, from your experience?
I think what they were saying was right. I don't think that I went through nothing like really different. Honestly, I'm blessed to have the coach that I have. Me and my coach are like, it's like a mother-daughter relationship with me and my coach. Like, we're real tight. I'm just lucky, but I'm going to say when I started off, though, I think for me it was opposite. I wanted to go into college, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to come here. I'm about to dog all y'all. Like, I'm about to come in here. It's about to be, oh, yeah, I'm ready. So me going in, like, my confidence is always at a high. But, like, I think it was a reality check, and it had nothing to do with me being better than, like, whoever was there before me. Like, even though I was, like, I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my coach was just, I think on me, she was more so like, you got to waste your time. You need to learn how to lead before you need to know how to follow before you lead. Like, you can lead, but you can't be a good follower. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think she was teaching me more of, like, mature way to, like, approach basketball and stuff like that. But it never had to do with, like, me, like, struggling with the game itself. It was just more so me trying to, like, get out of myself and be like, and I was, like, not trying to do it her way. I want to do my way. I want it now. Like, I want to start now. I want to get my points now because I know I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So... And it just so happened that she just got a job and went Power 5, which has always been my dream. And then I just followed her. But it wasn't like, I came out of high school and it was all Power 5. Even though I always wanted to go Power 5 and I still want to play professional. So it's just like, it just so happened that way. And then because I did what I was supposed to do at Delaware and I listened to her and I followed her and I, like, trusted her, like, process, she only brought me. She didn't bring nobody else. She could have brought anybody else.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So... I think that was kind of it for me, but it's definitely mental too. But it was a different type of mental for me. Like, I wanted to be there, I wanted to, like, prove myself, but I think I just had to, like.
Yeah, one thing that Coach A always said that I use with the players now, and it's so true. She always said you got to be player led and coach supported, because most of all these girls play basketball longer than me. Right? So, like, seriously, on the court. So, like, even when I used to coach Sierra and Grace, I used to always ask them, ask them what you think we should do. We should do this or do that, or, move them in different positions. And I think overall, your relationship with your coach is going to be up and down at college because it's a business. Like for Tyi, she has a good relationship with her coach. Sierra had to find a relationship with her coach. Like this year, Grace has a new coach. You know,
right.
So, but you know, I think even the relationship with Grace is with her coach is good because he was able to get her out the portal. You know, we could talk about that later, but I think that's a really good start because I had a really good conversation with him, and I was just talking about Grace's game. He said, "Man, you spot on." You know, because he said he went to Synergy. Synergy is it Synergy? He said he looked at all her stuff, all her film. He said, "Look, I want to really build around her." He said, "I don't want you to think that I'm just getting her because I just want her just to be at peace." He said, "I want to kind of build around her." And I told her, like, "Look, she really loves the school and she really wants to be there, but." You know, and I told him, I said, "Look, I advised her to kind of, look at her options." But I think for him and her, it was the best option for to be at Gardner Webb, and it's working out, beautifully for her. So,
yeah, let's get into that. Let's piggyback on that since we're there, so we don't have to go back that. So, Grace, that coaching change.
Yeah.
Go into that. Tell us how you felt and, about this whole transition. I have to try to make a decision of whether to stay or go because some athletes going to have to go through that as well.
Yeah. My experience was kind of off, kind of up and down. Whenever it first happened, I would like to say I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised because of the year we had. I know Coach Alex, we all had an amazing season, 21-0. We won our conference, went to the NCAA tournament, and she moved on to the best decision for her. And so I had to make the best decision for me, which was entering the portal. And it was kind of fun, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. You're a free agent again.
It was like a free agency, honestly. It was kind of like a throwback to your September 1st moment.
Okay.
It's like you're kind of anxious, but you're excited to see who calls, and then you're on the phone the whole day. So it was a lot of fun. There was definitely some schools I was really considering.
Okay.
But once Coach Scott was hired, he immediately started recruiting me from the portal. He talked to me about his vision for the program, where he saw me, and I really trust him, and I really liked I really like his coaching style based off what he said, so I'm excited for the season.
And look, you know what, Lee? Let me tell you one thing. And we always talk about the portal, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, she had 10-plus offers in the portal. So this is the stuff I try to tell people that's in high school. Like, they will take a Grace Pack 10 to 15 times over before a high school kid. So she had that many opportunities, within a month, not even a month. Yeah, 2 weeks, And, it got to, and I know that, we, between me and Coach Mike, we talked to schools that already knew that they were going to offer her before she got in. So that's the stuff that people got to understand that's trying to go D1 that's probably not at that level. Like again, every time I talk to a coach, one of the coaches I talk to all the time, I'm going to say his name. I'm like, "What you doing?" "In the portal." That's just like a joke. You're like, "I'm in the portal."
Right.
So that's the reality of what these girls are coming up now. And truth be told, it may take maybe 2 or 3 years for it kind of balance back out. Then again, you never know the way how college girls basketball is going. Everybody trying to get more competitive and get more veterans. They want veterans out of high school.
Right.
So that's one thing I just wanted to add to the first situation.
No, that was good because, again, that was my next question. I was like, how many schools that you were considering? So he answered that. Let me ask you a question before we go on about, the situation at Gardner Webb. Would you say that TPLS helped you prepare to where you're at? Because that's the bigger thing. Because a lot of people don't know about TPLS. So we're going to kind of dibble and dabble. So we're going to be all over the place today. So y'all got to excuse me. But tell us about that part to get to where you're at. And then we can kind of go all the way around.
Well, I know for me, for TPLS, it was incredibly valuable. The amount of training that we did daily with Coach Mike and Coach Rasheen, and even my mom was on the coaching staff.
Okay.
But we just were in the gym 2-3 times a day. We'd watch film. We played a national schedule. We always played against Division I talent every day. I know that really prepared me. Also with balancing school on top of that, it really prepared me for college.
Okay, so the classroom setting was no type of adjustment for you as far as when you got there, because a lot of people talk about that. And that's what we want to kind of put out there today, because we want people to know to have, hey, you don't have to always just consider the private school or just go to these top, public schools. But TPLS seems like they have the blueprint to help you prepare to get to that next level.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem transitioning
Okay.
from TPLS to college at all.
Okay.
It was smooth sailing from that. Yeah.
Sierra?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say to kind of go back off of what he was saying first, as far as like the veteran and stuff. Like the public school girls that kind of play basketball, they're not really playing against any competition. Like you're good, but for public school,
Right.
like you're not playing against any Division I players. That's body, that's talent, like anything like that. So exactly. So it's like going to TPLS, it just helped me so much. My head coach, she says all the time, she was like, "You're probably one of the like most prepared freshmen that I've had."
Okay.
Like, and that's just off the body, off like even training with them this week. Like they'll play good defense, but just off the fact that I'm bigger than you, stronger than you, like I could just finish over you. So it's just like it's so hard to play Division I basketball when you're not physically and mentally prepared to do so. So I feel like without a doubt, like it just helped me so much. And as far as the schoolwork, like I feel like that's another thing that kind of keeps people kind of from going to TPLS, but like it's exactly what you would have to do in college. So going to class like 8 hours a day at high school, you don't do that in college. You go
Right.
to class maybe an hour out the day, depending on how many classes you have, maybe 2-3 hours out the day, and then you at practice all day.
You're in
Like,
Right.
practice longer than you're in school.
exactly.
Right.
literally.
That's what it is, because everybody
Exactly.
thinks that, oh, what a classroom settings. I'm like, have y'all not been to college?
That's
'Cause I'm
what
like,
I'm
college is
saying.
not like that.
Exactly. You're literally in the gym more than you're at college. I mean, in school. So it's just like doing what I did in TPLS. It was a prime example of what I would be doing now, and it's
Right.
I have had no drop off. It's just, yeah.
Ty, come on. You got to close it out. You got to close this deal
They
now.
said everything about it though, like about the schoolwork and like I think for me the biggest thing was like just being able to like, for example, like how she said going to college, like being physically prepared and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, another year TPLS, I went and reclassed, so like that just helped me out, like because it also helped me out because I was lucky because. Well, one, COVID happened. So if I would have never reclassed and I would just graduate my regular class, I would have wasted a season. I would not have an extra year. Who knows what would have happened? I probably really would have had to wait my
Wow.
time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was God's plan, but also, like, that reclass really did help me out a lot.
Yeah.
And then, like, me, I went to 5 different high schools, but ain't no high school prepare me more than, like, TPLS because of, like, the training we did every day. Like, we was in the gym twice a day, also doing weightlifting. I do that now in college, so it's not really a drop-off for me. Like,
Okay.
even, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, even with the people that come in, like, the weight trainer, he be like, oh, you know how to do this? You did these? I'm like, yeah, bro, we did it all the time. Oh, wow, okay. I know I don't have to. I can bump your weight up a little bit. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm not lifting 30s. Bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was the biggest thing. Like, it just prepare you. Like, and like she said, man, when you go to public school and stuff like that, you're not playing against top people. I played against all the girls that we played against girls that won Geico. We played against girls that got rings right now. We played against girls that probably won a championship. Like, it's just so many people that we played against, all the big names, Baylor's, all them people.
Yeah,
we played
speak
against
to
Power
it.
5 talent.
Right, speak
Everybody's
to it.
path is different and all that other stuff.
Right.
But don't get it twisted. Like, we done played against the top ranked girls too. Like we done cooked them too. Like they might have beat
There you
us,
go.
but they couldn't play defense. Like they didn't guard us. So it's
I
just
love
like,
it.
You know what I'm saying? So nah, I think the competition is definitely the biggest thing because like yeah.
Yeah, so like I know a guy at my job. I always talk about girls I coach, and he saw Ty highlights on my Instagram page, and he was like, man, I called Ty my goddaughter. She was like, man, she good. She's good. He came back the next day. He was just like, she 5'4", like she that short. I'm like, yeah, man. He was like blown away. And Ty is an elite scorer, so that's why her transition to Power 5. I wasn't surprised about it. Everybody else was kind of like, and I get it. The media from, on the West Coast, they really did a good job as far as giving her props and what she's deserved. But I seen her do it at a high level all the time. And I know when Coach Mike coached her, he used to try to reel Ty in a little bit, like get everybody involved. And because Coach Mike always tell her, you can always get yours. And she always could. But I think it was key for her to kind of distribute and do that, because I think her freshman year she had to kind of play that role, kind of distribute, and then go into that score role. But now she's a power 5 level playing against different size. You know, is a way different size, especially with her. She's crafty, you know, like but she is a really good scorer. So I think that's helped her at that level.
What would be the transition time from Delaware to Arizona State? What is like the biggest difference? Is it the speed? Is it the strength of the player? Is it all just pretty much the same?
I wouldn't say it's the same. I would say that I'm not gonna lie. In my conference, I feel like they play way better defense than they play like in the conference that I'm in now. I feel like just because
you're in Pac-12,
how
right?
they play. Yeah, Pac-12. I feel like they're big and they're strong and that's what they use or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't think the size really bothers me. I'm not gonna lie, they is big. I'm not gonna cap.
Compared to Delaware, right?
Yeah, compared to Delaware, but I feel like at Delaware it was like 94 feet. It was a different style. I think every conference got a different style. Like Big 12 known for their defense. Like they press 94 feet. Like they're strong too.
Mm-hmm.
But our conference, they was pressing and they don't do a lot of pressing in the Pac-12. Like they real like run around setting screens. Like I gotta run around a lot of people. Like it's high IQ basketball. I feel like in the Pac-12, but I don't feel like they play the same way the SEC play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think me going to Pac-12 was perfect because my style was more like a run and gun type of style, and that's how my coach played. And that's more, you could say that's more like the SEC, right?
Right.
But since I'm going to the Pac-12 with that, and they're slow, I'm just
Right.
like running through them. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably the biggest difference, really. But it is the size though, IQ.
Yeah.
They run their plays, they set screens and stuff like that.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question. It's gonna be like a fun question, so don't trick this. Both of y'all played Stanford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who scored the most on Stanford between both of y'all? Look, right. I gotta throw it out there, right? So I didn't lighten y'all up a little bit. You should see the way Tyler.
Yeah, I saw.
It was me. It was her.
Look. How many points you had on Stanford? I watched.
I don't even know.
Be honest though,
No,
you feel
I'm
like they
not-
play
no.
defense, bro?
Because the game
They
was
were
on
just
ESPN.
so, and this is what I say a
They don't
lot.
play no defense.
No, this is what I say a lot though, especially when it comes to girls. The conference that you're in, it's like the conference that you're in. With boys, like who was that team that played like a long time? But boys, they could compete. Like
Yes.
athleticism,
FDU, the FDU
strength. FDU,
Yes.
yeah, they
Yeah.
went far. They
Right.
beat Purdue,
Right.
but they're men. They could
It's even.
compete.
Right.
We was winning. We was beating. them.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was 23-18
Yeah,
at
I
the
was saying
first.
we
I
was
was
beating
watching
them.
that one,
We
right.
was beating them, and then we shooting shots, and they just over top of you, grabbing the ball,
Right.
and I'm just like, what do you do?
Right.
You can't do anything. So it's just like, but anyway, I don't know how many points.
I mean,
had.
yeah,
I
but
think
you
like
got-
7.
Seven?
Yeah,
Yeah,
seven
but you
points.
got
But-
Haley Jones that's 6'5",
But that's what
bringing
I'm
the
saying,
ball.
and that's what I'm
up.
saying.
You know
But she's
saying?
slow though.
Right.
She's
She's
slow,
not fast.
but she
right.
get to the rim and just shoot it over you, and like you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, then you got her hair, man. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Man,
So
yeah.
it's just like it's the height.
Yeah, that's why I
it's
would
the
say,
height.
and I
It's
would
not
say,
even.
Ty,
Because then
it's
they
not
lose
even.
to Ole Miss, who they not supposed to lose to. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they could compete with them off the height, but they were just more athletic.
Yeah, the
So it's just
athleticism.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even. Like,
It's-
she be saying, like,
was-
if we play your team, we'll beat your team. Like, her team beat my team.
Our team
And the only
compete.
thing that makes my team Power 5 is obviously, yes, the school name, but because of the height. 'Cause
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, my Delaware team would dog anybody.
Hey,
I'm
but you-
trying to tell you, my Delaware team would dog anybody. Like, when we played against, like, and it's crazy because, like, Delaware, we didn't really play no Power 5 teams for. We played 4 and we won all 4 our games. I think it was Clemson, Villanova. Villanova Big East. But it was a couple of them we won. We competed or whatever. But when we went to, like, when I went to Arizona State and I'm finally seeing, like, Notre Dame in person and Stanford, all these teams I hear about, I'm like, okay, I'm here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we play against, I'm like, bro, what's all the hype about? Like, this make me, it made me mad. Like, it made me mad because I'm like, if I had my Delaware team, we would have dogged y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
It's
but
the
her
hype.
team, they're not better. They have a really good team. Like, everybody play their role and everything. But it's just, she lacks, like, on her team, her coach can't recruit the top 6'7" girl because she gonna pick the school off the name.
Yeah.
Right.
She don't
Exactly.
have that much athleticism
Exactly.
as my team have, but her team has better team chemistry than I have. Granted, my team was a new team, but her team was a new team too. You know what I'm saying? She had team chemistry. My team had the height, the athleticism, everything that you like have at Power 5. But like her team, they was scoring, they played well, they had the shooters, they had the rebounders. It's just like, but they can never compete against South Carolina or Stanford.
Right.
We would have a better chance only because of our athleticism and our size, which every Power 5 school team get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know, like when you see like, you know, like the South Carolinas and like
They're
LSU's,
powerhouses.
yeah, they powerhouses. tall. Like when Grace walked in, I looked at Grace and then Sierra came. I said, man, these girls some tall girls. But then I can imagine if
It's guards her height.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm
it's
saying.
guards my height.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm sitting up here like, well, dang. I'm like, well, I'm looking at her. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I can imagine with the average, like somebody like Angel Reese. I'm like, she's tall, just long.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, Aaliyah Boston. I'm like, God dang. So that's why I was like, and normally with Stanford, they like you got trees.
They know from being tall. They just slow though.
Yeah, they slow.
Yeah.
Right.
So it
they
just
slow.
depends on who you is. They just slow.
Yeah. But hey,
I'm not gonna lie with you.
hey, but no, we want you to
like-
be candid. We want you to be candid. But Grace, tell us about that experience. Like I said, I know you talked about getting to the tournament. We talked about getting to the tournament. Going to about like, was the game against Utah when you were in the tournament? I'm trying to get my question together. Was the game like, was y'all caught up in excitement because y'all was there? Because that was your first time, right? Was a school like, say forget Sacred Heart and Gardner Webb, were y'all just excited to get there for the first time, or was just like, hey, we're gonna try to win?
No, we came to win.
Okay, because sometimes I know that's a stupid question, but sometimes people just say, man, I'm happy to be here, and we whatever. Kind of give us your experience of that situation.
Yeah, that was not our mindset at all.
Okay.
After we won the Big South, we had our 1 or 2 days off, and then it was right back to work. We were in the gym a couple hours a day. Like, we had a game plan. We knew what we were heading for. And then the moment we found out we were playing Utah, that game prep started that night.
Okay.
We were all watching game film. Our coaches watched film. We had the scouting report the next morning. And the moment we got off the plane, we got right back to work, and our goal was to win, and we put up a really good fight, but at the end of the day, we lost. But we got within 8, I think, 3 times, and some of our best players were in foul trouble, which kind of hurt us in the end.
Wow. So throughout the season, did you have your ups and downs when you was playing this season? Was it like an up and down, like far as mentally, physically with you, as far as like, man, this is your first time, because the transition from high school basketball, playing against the IMGs and the big name schools, was it like, because what is it like? How many games y'all played this year? What, about 30?
Like 35,
many y'all
34
win?
girls.
We played 34.
Y'all-
Facts.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
saying, I know, right?
Yeah, it was 29 and 5. I was like, hold on, 29.
Yeah. So y'all played about 34, 35 games. Yeah.
That ain't my
So it doesn't seem like that, but when you're traveling and I guess TPLS, y'all did the same thing. Y'all was traveling too.
We played more games
Yeah,
than
play more
TPLS.
games.
That's why that's why I said Sheen was like y'all played like 40 games.
Just think about it, like
I could have sworn we played more.
you think about it, they freshmen, they probably ain't hit a rookie wall, right?
Right, that's what I was
when you
saying.
tired or a coach can't rely on you,
Right.
they play the same amount of games, and then just think about it, they go right into AAU when they were playing AAU. So,
Right.
yeah.
We played close to 100 games a year. Yeah.
So you said there was TPS was probably you had more games there than you were this your first year at
Not
Gardner
probably,
Webb.
yeah.
No,
we
there
did.
was-
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
So pretty much
Yeah,
it was
like
easy
we
for
would
you.
be on the way back. What was it? We were on the way back from Florida one day, and then a coach called Coach Mike at a tournament and said that they needed another game.
And then we stopped.
played.
Yeah,
Played in
stop
North
play.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that translated Mike scheduling on the way back all the time. Just
say, yeah.
when you go to Florida, then we play them games. Then on a stop back, maybe Atlanta. We play Valor Christian. Like this year, we play Valor Christian. So we'll go to Atlanta, stay, and then from Atlanta go back. It really kind of shortened up the ride, either Atlanta or South Carolina. So it's just really try to get that extra game in versus somebody that's out of state that you probably and I think with prep schools, that's how you get that relationship too, right?
Right.
So that can turn into a home and home,
Right.
because when you start doing these schedules, you don't. I mean, you got some cupcakes on there, right? But
Yeah.
you don't want to get a whole bunch of cupcakes. You want to play some really good quality schools.
right.
Because I know this year we had the toughest strength of schedule. The second team was Paula 6. So but then again, look, they're up north powerhouse private
Right.
school. But I think our differential was like 10, right?
Okay.
As far as that the max preps thing, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
But I saw it, and somebody told me that. I was like, wow, I didn't know that.
Did
So-
y'all play Riverdale Baptist too?
yeah, we played Riverdale twice. Played them twice.
Yeah, I talked to Sean.
Yeah, Sean, yeah.
I
So we
saw
play them
that.
twice every year. So they kind of like one of them teams that we always play. They always have good talent. You can always count on them for good games. So it's just one thing that prepare the girls always to kind of get that experience. And like I told the last podcast, we had a young team and we put them through that same schedule. So they had to learn on the fly. And but I see the development. Like Sierra like one of our players this weekend, I was just like, man, she got to do better. She got to be faster. Sierra said, man, she got better. Like every time I talk about it, I'm like, Sierra, you need to talk to her. You need to do this. She's like, oh, she got better. She got 4 more years to go. So my lens, I got to be coach. From her lens is I'm a college athlete, and she was there, and she see the development in her. Her name Denia Mason. I'm gonna let her know because I'm at her as far as her. Because the thing is, it's an opportunity for her, a real opportunity for somebody that's in the 8th grade that's playing 16U to get better and really kind of grasp that role. So I just want her to understand that she got resources. So use these resources while they're here. So I'm pouring everything into you so you can, tap off them to kind of see what you can do to be better, so.
I got a couple of more that's on my head, but I want to kind of get them off and go back to that. I'm going to ask each one of you. First, I want to ask you, who was the toughest player y'all ever played against, high school or college? That when y'all saw them, you was like, wow. It could be who this year, it could be in high school.
Play with or against?
We could do both.
You can do both.
like
Let's say against first, and then
I got a team. I don't really know.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all good in the huddle and everything. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Start.
Oh, okay. Well, my team we played was high school. Was probably Hamilton Heights.
They were stacked.
Yeah.
They had
One of the girls 13
That's
mates
my
now.
team.
One of the girls
No.
in Tennessee.
Okay.
They don't got a team. They don't have a team anymore.
When we played them, they had 4 McDonald's All-Americans on the team.
Yes, and all of them have a ring now. All of them have a ring
Camilla
now.
Cardoso. South Carolina.
Treasure
South Carolina.
Hunt.
She's 6'7". Treasure Hunt. Jasmine
Jasmine.
Massengale.
Who the other
One went to
Elizabeth
Kentucky. She in the
one with
WNBA.
The one that was like.
She in the WNBA now.
You talking about? Can't think of that girl name. I know you're talking about.
Yes, I know you're talking about though.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That team was. They put 100 on our head.
Bruh.
They put 100 on our head.
So what was y'all?
Because like,
chill out.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If I
Did you
lose,
have like 39
Look,
that
she's
game,
worried
though?
about
Yeah, but I
had like
that was again. Man, I was like, I ain't never had nobody top 100 on me like that.
So how many? They had 100. How many did y'all have?
well, she had 40 by
Yeah,
herself.
she had 40.
We at least score half of it. At least score half of it.
I think we were like
We was in the 70s, 80s. No, we won
70s,
60s.
80s.
I'm pretty. I don't know. I might be sizing it, but it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. We was close.
But I will say though, like we got like 50 pieced, but because of the film that we got from that game,
I mean, man.
we were hanging with them. We were scoring. They were scoring, but we were scoring too. And like I know like schools that recruited me, they didn't even care that we lost. They just cared about how we played.
Okay.
And I got offers.
They don't
based on
care.
Really? Okay. That's dope.
Because it's like if you could score against them, you can score against anybody. Like they ran this play and stuck the girl right in the middle, the 6'7"
goodness.
girl,
It
and
was
just
like an
passed it to her over
awkward
top.
front pose.
Yeah,
It
she
was
She just kept throwing it. They just
Yeah,
kept
because
throwing it.
those are like Oh my God.
Yeah, she's and that's the difference I try to tell people when they doing highlight films. Imagine doing a highlight film. I'm gonna use my school, so I don't want nobody to be take offense.
Yeah.
You playing against Armstrong High School
Right.
versus you playing against Mount Verde, IMG, Hamilton Heights. We played against one of the talented play I saw was Chloe Kitts.
Okay.
Like Chloe Kitts is like Kevin Durant. She's 6'3". She plays in South Carolina. She actually went to South Carolina early.
Okay.
We played her in DME. I know I think her senior year, or maybe Messiah's senior year, they went back. She had 35, Messiah had 29. But I was just looking at her. I was like, man, this girl is like elite.
Wow.
From a wing perspective, you figure traditionally in high school, she a center, power forward. But she on the wing, like putting it up. So that's the advantage of playing against these tough schools. You get to see these good films out. Like she said, they don't care if you win. Like seriously.
Right. And that's what I don't understand on y'all
how
level.
you handle yourself.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
No,
to-
you good. You good.
No, but they also care about like how you handle yourself. Like,
Right.
yeah, you're losing, but how are you handling yourself on the bench? Are you screaming at your teammates, or are you like just taking the hit and then going to get yours at the other end? So.
But see, that's the thing about when you playing at TPLS and playing on the level y'all play against. The thing about it is it's not all about the wins and losses. Like in public school, you got to win in order to get to the state championship. You guys are trying to prepare to play at that next level.
What really matters.
Yeah.
And what would be the message that y'all have to the people that's in high school right now that may be considering coming to a TPLS or considering, just moving around, what would your advice be to them? Because they want to play D1. They won't go D1. Everybody won't go D1. They posting on their blogs and their Twitter and all that other stuff. But they think, oh, yeah, I'm first team all region. I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. They ain't playing on your level. What would be your advice?
I think for me, it would be like, don't follow the hype. Like, public school is
You could be honest.
not good. I'm sorry.
Be honest.
I'm sorry, it's not good. And even if we don't win that many or didn't win that many games at TPLS, it's like when you get to college, that's where it really matters if you win. Like,
Right.
that's a business. Like, you don't win, you lose your job. Like, your coach lose their job, then you might not have anywhere to be because then you got to come in behind a new coach or show that new coach, like, hey, I can stay. And they might not think you can stay. So it's just like, I think always do what's best for you in your recruiting process. Like, especially like in my prime example, like coming out of middle school, it was like me, Sydney Boone, Kira. Obviously, they're Division I basketball players, and everybody's path is different. But they just so happen to be really good too.
Yeah. Right.
But for me, my path was going to TPLS. Like if I would have probably went to Holland Springs, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
See, I'm just saying, and there's no
So,
knock on Holland
yeah.
Springs. You're just saying that that's just what it is.
Like I wouldn't have been able to train. I wouldn't been able to be good. But like Sydney was good. Sydney could be like, okay, I'm gonna go to Holland Springs. I'm gonna train. But that's because she put the work in to do. She knew, okay, I had to train outside of playing in Holland Springs. So you know what I'm saying. So just going to TPLS was best for me.
Yeah, let me hop on that before I lose the train of thought. Like, she had 3 Division I players on her middle school team, right? Kira Dandridge played at St. Bonaventure. She went to Riverdale Baptist.
That's what I'm saying.
And, Sierra, so they both went the prep school route, and Sydney Boone went to Holland Springs, and she did, play. But the thing about it, to get a Division I scholarship, I looked it up today. The percentages is 1.2. So that means just like the rich people in the country,
Like that's crazy.
you got to be a part of that 1%. You know what I'm saying? So Sydney Boone was a part of that 1%.
Well, she went to Winthrop, I think.
No, she went to
Richmond?
She went to Richmond, but now she's at Delaware. She's at Delaware now.
Somewhere.
So the thing about it is, what we try to facts is in numbers. So you think about it, like all these girls are in the 1%, but they played on the same team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you go on each team. Last year RC Jackson, she committed to Radford.
I just saw that. Right.
Yeah, so she's in that 1%, right? Laney.
And she played behind Laney.
Exactly.
Right. But she played with her, but
yeah. So it's going to change based upon team, but that's the real number. So like even this weekend, I was looking at girls on the AAU teams. The AAU teams was okay, but I saw some really good athleticism and some talent that people don't see from a pragmatic standpoint. I'm like, man, if she do this and do that, man, she could be good. I always look at it that way because I guess I probably look at it from a TPLS lens, but I think people got to understand that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
That's right.
Look, you go to your question. I mean, I think I said, what was
Like
the last
advice.
question? Advice.
Yeah,
What would
advice.
be your advice?
I would say, like, based on, like, piggybacking what you said about public school, is to get those accolades, like your region player, your state championships, playing that record. All of that is amazing, and it's nice to add to your college bio. But at the end of the day, are you going to be playing with, against, and be exposed to the right people to get you to where you want to go? And so I would say the environment that you're in, and for us it was TPLS, is just so important to get you to that next level. Because you can be a diamond in the rough, but unless they find you, you're going to stay there.
That's a good point. That's a really good, and that's the point that I was saying when I saw this girl. She's a diamond in the rough. And
Yeah, we know. We ain't gonna say the name, but yeah, we know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand. Like, me and Sheen, when we get on the phone, man, we talk, and like the stuff that he breaks down to me. That's why it's like having him on here is so important. Y'all know y'all play for him, but the conversations and the breakdowns that he be talking to these parents, man. Listen, I'm gonna be looking at the camera on this one, and I'm dead serious. I wish. Oh, this one. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Let me look y'all straight here. Thank you, Ray. I wish that I had somebody like him and had these young ladies when my son came out in 2017. I didn't have none of this. They were just mad at the fact that my son chose to go to where I put him at Trinity Episcopal. He ain't had no offers. He played with 4 D1 players. 4. No, let me take that back. 6. Wow. 2 of us on the bench behind him. You know what I'm saying? Boise State, ODU, UNC, JMU, and Texas A&M right now. So I'm just saying, and Army. So I'm just saying, and my son was the lone one that didn't get one, was the best defender that was in the state by far. I wish I had somebody like that. Y'all need to listen to somebody like him, Mike Davis, and some of these other people out here. Because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here looking at like somebody like KJ. Look what KJ doing. He ain't got but what? One offer. And me and Kanad talk about that. It's crazy. So I'm just like, and I'm not saying that he should come over there, but I'm just saying that he putting up all these numbers and doing what he doing, and he still can't even get one.
And just think about it.
It's crazy.
The numbers game is even more boys play basketball than girls.
Right.
So,
Boys is hard.
you know, it just...
It's way harder for boys.
Yeah, so it snowballs the opposite way. You
Right.
know? So, and you know, again, like, you know, I always say, like, people are really AAU reliant.
They are. They really are.
You know, so
I got to go to this team. I got to go to this team.
And I'm telling you, so like this weekend, you know, we had it was a small event, so I was going to do, do some write-ups and stuff. So I had another evaluator, Prep Hoops, there. So he did his own, evaluation. I wanted to kind of get mine out before his. I didn't. We kind of did the top 5 list, but the players that he wrote about is some of the players that I view as Division I players. This is not my opinion. Right. I ain't sway him or anything. And the thing is, the teams could go 0-3.
Right.
It don't matter. So a lot of parents, they pick AAU based upon wins or losses.
They do it, and they're so confused.
I know it don't matter. It's all about, I'm telling you, you have to end, and even now, you have to understand, you got to individualize it. You have to. You just can't say, oh, this is a good team, I need to go here. No. How can I plug in and be one of the top 3 or 4 pieces on this team versus just plugging in and being that way? So it's a journey, Yeah,
you got to work. These young ladies said that you got to be in the gym. You got to be working. You got to be working. And when we talk, we can, and I'm going to say these 2 names because the daddy told me that I can do that. Let's use Nyla and Savannah since we like using standards on BallinVA. Them girls, 9 for 10 graders, right?
Yep.
Thomas Dale, playing with Boo Williams. Nyla starts. 17U, EYBL. Savannah come off the bench as a 9th grader. You want what they want, but y'all don't want to put in the damn work. Y'all got to work. I got 2 parents that's back here of these college athletes, and I would love for y'all to come on and just kind of give y'all into. But y'all got to put in the work. Parents, stop listening to people that don't have the results. Get with the people who got the results. You don't have to listen to me, but you got to look into these people up here. That's why they're here. Use me as a resource so you can watch these people. Matter of fact, I'm going to do y'all even better. Can y'all give y'all Instagram handle so that way that they can follow y'all, and that way they have any questions, they can do that. I'm going to start with you, Grace.
Mine is Gracie God's Girl.
Mine is _S Johnson with 3 N's.
Follow me at Showtime. Type in Showtime. The E is the 3 _ Tyi.
Go ahead, Sheen. I got to give you yours, too.
Well, I guess TPLS Christian Academy and FBC Havoc. I use my personal Instagram as my Instagram, not for sports. You want to see my Instagram, you're going to see me, family stuff. You may see some of these girls on there, but I keep sports off my Instagram. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, see everything. But for me, I didn't have that. People were just hating on giving me wrong advice. I was like, man, they was like, oh yeah, you can go repass. I went to apply for the recast. They told me that you had to do this, this, and this. And I was like, well, y'all made it seem like it was simple. And then it was like, well, oh, your son is trending up in the grade, so you can't reclass him. It was so much, I guess, got so much bad advice. And I guess my son saw me being so frustrated with the process because I didn't have anybody. My coach retired, so I didn't have any help because she was just done.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, we go up to Team Takeover because Takeover invited him to come up there and play. So he was that good. And it did everything just kind of, and they was like, no, you want to come back down here and stay and keep the talent in Virginia. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a homer. Okay, this time. Yeah. And then guess what? They got me. Because by that time when I came back, then this particular team revamped their whole thing. It was the top team around here, on the Adidas circuit, which is Reloaded. And then they told me, it was like, you know what? Then we were just out there on the island by ourselves trying to find somewhere to play.
Yeah, I think the reclass thing, you got to look at it like a private company and a public company.
Right.
A public company may say you can't do this and do that, but the private company say, hey, we're private.
Right.
We have a private education. You can reclass if you want to. There's no red tape or anything. And like the thing is, me personally, when I look at a kid that needs work, the first thing I tell the parent, you need to reclass.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
They don't want to do that.
Like, all these girls reclass. The thing is, like, she's the third leading scorer in the Pac-12. Right.
Second.
So why?
I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. Second.
I just got dropped second.
So that's the thing. Like, everybody kind of frown their nose up at it. But if you want to wear that, like you say, wear that shirt and hat.
Right.
You may need another year. You need time. That's the thing.
Why is it? What is the big deal? Okay, so you just said you're the second leading scorer in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
And how tall are you?
Give out my real height. I can give you the height on paper.
Because the program say one thing.
5'5". The program say 5'5".
Look, no, but I'm just saying. But I'm like, for real. But what do you say? Did the extra year at TPLS help you?
Yeah, because like I said earlier, like it just was God's plan for me. Like I didn't have to waste a year in college, and I also got to like still go to my training and do all that, like train twice a day, do my weightlifting program and all that other stuff. So like that's extra work I'm putting in every day. Like I'm in the gym twice a day and doing the weightlifting.
So what is the cardinal sin of everybody? These parents. Is it because the parents don't want the kid to do it?
Yeah, I mean,
Or they don't understand it?
They don't understand it, and they don't want the. I'm gonna just speak from like a kid perspective, right?
Okay.
Parents, it's a sacrifice on all across the board. Just because a kid not gonna know better, but also the parents don't know either. So like you said, they be hurt in the process. If you're a parent and you not really sure what's best for your child, you're gonna go the traditional route. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
You're gonna go
Right.
where everybody else is going. You're not about to veer off on that own road and take that risk. 'Cause it's still a sacrifice for you. You have to pay for it. You have to pay for your private school. You have to like, okay, make sure your kid is good, but you don't know for sure. So it's just like, but that's where it helped, like how you said, talking to Mr. Rasheen and Coach Mike, because they'll break it down for you and explain to you, like, the reality of it, how college is just like what we do here. Like, oh, you're worried about getting honor roll. Okay, well, is honor roll going to get you a full scholarship? Because they paying us $30,000, $40,000 for everybody to go to school, like, and we getting stipends every month. Like, you trying to be honor roll, you're valedictorian. Okay, cool. You going to go to college? So it's just like, it's just stuff like that. So I think I really think it's more on the parents, because when I was in high school, I know for them, their parents probably made a great decision and brought them TPLS. I know for me, I was running on my own. I was just picking schools. If I ain't like a school, I just left, and I was just coming down here by myself. It's not like kids like me just saying, okay, I'm gonna just go to school. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I really think it's the parents. Like, they just don't know. Like,
And I think from like it being a kid's, I think because when my dad introduced me to reclass, I'm not doing that. I sat and cried for a whole day. Like, I'm like, not going to TPLS. I'm not reclassing. I'm not doing. But I was worried about, like my friends, and this and the third, and my friends.
Yep.
But if they really your friends, they'll stay your friends. Yeah. They'll stay your friends, and all the same 4 friends that I had in middle school are still my friends now. And then also from a perspective of like, I think reclass is probably one of the best things, because one, it gives you an extra year, and then 2, like outside of basketball, a lot of kids be 17, 18, going to go live on their own and like want to be grown, but really like it's hard. Like I was 19, 20, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to go home. Like, so it's just like, it's hard, especially when you go school farther away from home. Like, I'm 7 hours away. This extra year helped me mature. It helped me be like, okay, like this is what I need to do. Like, okay, my mom's not here, so okay, let me figure this out. I'm gonna still call her, but it's just like, it's a maturity thing too. So, yeah.
Matter of fact, go ahead, Grace. You go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I would say like the maturity thing is just so big because you're so much more mature than the other incoming freshmen. And that is such an advantage because you kind of have a little bit more like time management skills. Kind of know what
There you
you're
go.
doing. And also, like, I think a lot of parents are afraid of it, even though it's a free year.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
you're getting better for free, you know, and it doesn't count against you. But a lot of parents are scared of it because, like Tyi said, academics. You know, they want that honor roll. They want to say that their kid was the valedictorian, and that is great. Like, academics, you know, that's a big part of college basketball, too. But at the end of the day, an academic scholarship, you can have a full academic scholarship, but you still got to pay room and board. You still got to pay for a meal plan. We're getting paid and we're not paying a dime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
not at all.
Hey, wait, first of all, I'm going to stop real quick. Hold on. Y'all hold that thought. I got your mom here, Christina. Look, I want to say that. I'm not putting you on blast. Were you happy when you didn't have to pay for college? Okay. Miss Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure because, like I said, I know I had to pay for private school, I had to pay for college, and my son got ready to go to grad school at JMU. I mean George Mason. But I ain't paying for that. He on his own.
Yeah.
I did that. Well, I'm just saying, and I know I don't try to put the emphasis on me, but I'm the parent that had to pay. I thought maybe going to private school, I was like, okay, he said, my son, 4 years, Trinity. Then I had to pay for him to go to ODU. Now he ready to go to George Mason, in which he always said, Dad, you done enough. I appreciate that. Thank you, son. I know you're going to watch this, but I'm just telling you, you don't want to do what I had to do. You don't want that. Because trust me, I can tell you exactly what you could do with that money that I gave them universities in their school. Trust me.
And, I want to piggyback what she said, like, everybody, the traditional route, and that goes into that 1%. Like, the 1% of the wealth world, they didn't go that traditional route.
Right, they didn't.
They had to, and the big thing they had to do is sacrifice. And a lot of people, they want it, but they don't want to sacrifice. Like me personally, I had to sacrifice sleep to take her to training.
Right.
I work at night, so I would literally drive 40 minutes back to training, sleep outside in the car, and then once she was driving, I told her, I was like, look, I did everything I did to get you where you at. It's on you. It's like, player led and coach supported. So the system is always there. It's, the traditional route with the parents, that's the thing they got to kind of look at if they really want it. If they, don't want to compromise on certain things, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's a really big thing. And, I know, for my family, they sacrificed so much. And before we moved to Richmond, I was commuting an hour and a half every day to go to school and then an hour and a half
From
back.
where?
From Fredericksburg.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, before I moved. And so that was for 3 years, before we moved. And it's all about what you're willing to sacrifice and how Sierra was talking about the social aspect. You do have to give up a lot. You're not going to football games, you're not going to homecoming or prom. And that's a big deal to a lot of people. But when you grow up, are you going to miss prom or are you going to be upset that you didn't seize the opportunity you had to go play college basketball?
I don't remember who I went to the prom with.
I was going to agree with her with the sacrifice thing. I know, when I was playing for Boo Williams, for AAU, when I was in high school, I had to drive from, my house in Louisa, and I had to drive down to Boo. When I was living in Virginia at the time, I had to my brother just took me. My mom was working in D.C., so, she couldn't take me. So, we had to drive down there all the time for practice. We had to commute to games. And even when I was still living in Maryland and I was coming to TPLS, we still had to commute back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just all about sacrifice, yeah. And if you're willing to do it or not.
And I'm going to put, Sierra, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I know I talked to your dad. Your dad is sitting right here, right? Do you appreciate, I know you said it, but do you appreciate everything now? Because I know it was there was some rough patches that could have been when he was trying to explain to you. Yeah. Now do you see, what do you say to everybody? Let them know because we're going through this.
I absolutely appreciate everything my parents have done for me.
Right.
Especially I remember it was yesterday. I was sitting there. I was like, I'm not going. I'm not doing. I'm not. He was like, okay, well, if you if you don't do it, well, then there's a possibility you won't be able to choose when you go to college. So then I just sat and thought about it, and I was like, okay, well, that's what I'm gonna do. And he got up, took me to practice, and then made me go to the gym and took me back home and just did everything a parent more than what a parent maybe should do or. Just went the extra mile always for me, and yeah.
Mom, did you have the referee?
And she tell me all the time, she like, you want to quit? You wanna quit?
Oh yeah.
She like, if you want to stop, you can stop. If you want to stop, you don't gotta keep doing it. You don't gotta keep doing it. So.
That's why I said, look, you ain't tell me. I already know.
And then look, you know what? And this is another thing I may have to call some parents out.
No, let's do it.
Some parents don't believe in their daughters just because they're girls.
Right.
I guarantee you, I'm telling you, what made me have Sierra play basketball and try to really push it to her when I used to carry Sierra around with me everywhere.
Okay.
She tall, young girl, and he was like, man, your daughter. Man, what's she doing? She playing basketball? No, she don't like it. He's like, man, that girl tall. I'm like, well, she don't really want to do it. He said, I bet if she was a boy, you'd do it. And I was like, man,
Dang.
I'm like, man, that was the truth.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I started, hey, you want to play? You want to play? She's like, no, I want to play, And one time we had a yard sale at our church. and our pastor gave me a pink and white basketball. I'm like, man, Sierra ain't playing no daggone basketball. So I took the ball home. Then once I gave her that ball, she was just like, wow. I was like, oh, okay, that's it. From that point, that's what, started our journey. But parents, and this is the thing, when the kids get older and the parents don't see it, they lose faith. And they be like, man, I don't want to waste my money, But we have to invest in our kids.
Yes.
Even if it fails. Because we have to understand that, hey, I gave you everything I needed to do for you to succeed, So.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say real quick.
No, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say with private school. I feel like a lot of parents don't want to pay for private school, but it costs $64,000 to go to my school 1 year.
Jesus.
And like
both go to private
that's
school.
what I'm saying. I be looking around like y'all kids pay to go here. Like seriously.
Never.
Like that's
I
what
could never.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you paying like a couple thousand, all right.
Right,
yeah.
right.
For 64, and that's for 4 years. Like, and then kids really just be in debt. Like some kids, don't get me wrong, they have parents who could really just straight drop pay for it. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
you're right. Those
But not
affluent
everybody. I'm
parents.
about to say, not everybody is afforded that opportunity. So it's just like kids be in debt their whole life. Can't buy a car, can't buy a house, can't do this because your credit messed up. Like, you get what I'm saying? No, seriously.
But y'all don't want to go to TPLS
But that's what I'm saying. Seriously, it costs
y'all don't understand what it is. And
$64,000.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
I was gonna say what Mr. Rasheen said about like the parents investing in their kids. Like my mother ain't know nothing about basketball. Like people in my family, none of them went to college, whether it was for sports or just to go regular. So it's just like, but she always invested into me. Like even my little brother, like he might not want to play now, but like she still pushed him to do it. Like if that's what you want to do, I'm gonna support you. Like she always paid for my school, she always paid for my training, like all of the other stuff. So it's just like. She ain't know nothing about basketball. We had to find out. I met Coach Mike in 8th grade, and like we was just getting information from here and there from random people. Like Coach, I was like, okay, so what's the best situation? What team you think we should go to? Like just asking people stuff like how you probably was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we was just, I guess, sticking to the path. But if my mom was just like, nah, I don't think it's gonna work out. Like you ain't really playing that much on this team. I went to BWSL. They was stacked. Like I was like, okay,
Wow.
like yeah. When I was in 8th grade, I wasn't like playing like that. So like she could have been like, I'm not about to keep coming to Richmond. Like I'm not about to keep driving out here. Like she not playing. But like. She just kept investing into me, and like if she wasn't here, I wouldn't be graduating this year. You wouldn't have a degree. Like school is free. You paid then to get your result now. It's either you gonna do it now and get it later, or you gonna do it later. Like one way is gonna have to get done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the kids got to back it up too. Like you got to want
That
it.
part.
Yeah.
Like with you guys investing so much in us and not being able to like see it right away, but the kid has to have the work ethic and the desire and the drive to do what we do every day. Like my parents, I had a contract. It wasn't really a contract, but my dad is very business-minded. He's very methodical. You know my dad.
Yeah.
Very straightforward. And so he listed out like how he was investing in me. He didn't put numbers down. It was just like how he believed in me. And then he had a list of stuff that he wanted to see me uphold. And it wasn't necessarily something I had to follow T for T. It was just motivation that I, upheld my role in the situation because they were investing in me. So.
Man, see, this is why we get different perspectives at BallinVA because you just never know. Everybody has a different story. And this is the reason why I wanted to start this because you just never know everybody's journey. Everybody has a different path. And like you said, you don't know the background or the backstories with the parents. And like I said, first, I just want to appreciate your parents and everybody coming here and allowing you guys to speak today because a lot of people don't know. They always y'all should see my DMs. I get some of the craziest stuff. I'm telling you, I be like, y'all talking to the wrong person. I didn't. My son graduated. He didn't make it in athlete. He didn't. So I'm providing a platform for you guys to speak, so y'all can listen to them. They may not be people who you know or you be able to see, but if you just tune in and listen. And you can go and say, you know what, let me listen to everybody's story. I may not know Sierra, may not know Grace, may not know Ty. They may know the Sanaa Greens or they may know the Jasmine Youngs, or the Sydney Archies. You're like, okay, all right. But let me listen to their story. They're different, dynamic. So, and not only for the players, the coaches too, because you got a lot of coaches that be hating. And no, I'm gonna point that out too. I'm not gonna try to take it away. Some of y'all high school coaches, I'm going back to the camera, y'all got to stop hating. If you don't know, then do your research. Like y'all tell me, like y'all have no problem calling to tell me to do my research. And I think I do a damn good job of doing my research, even when I have to freestyle it. But do your research before you tell a kid to give the kid the wrong advice, because sometimes you may not be able to help them and they may be able to go somewhere else that can help them. So if you really care about them, then maybe you want to say, you know what? I can't do a paper, but maybe I need to send them somewhere else and maybe get them talk to some other people that maybe can. Go say, hey, go watch BallinVA and go watch some of these videos. I don't care what it is.
And then the thing about it, you know, it's like a threat, right? Like
Right.
if you taking their best player or the best player, like, I need to get a little bit more.
Right.
Because think about it, like,
You can't help them.
yeah, like, we can do a podcast next week. We could fill up the same room with 3 more girls.
Right.
Like, seriously. You know, so it's, you know, the thing is all about just putting in the work. You know, and just have it and really put in the work and have results.
Right.
You know, we might do that. We might come with 3. No.
But they don't. You know, me and you talk. I think it was maybe last Friday. Something. They don't want to put in the work, and you know,
Yeah.
especially the one individual we was talking about. It's no shade. We gonna say the name, but they don't want to put in the work. But it goes back to what I was talking about, and I use standards. Go back to Nyla and Savannah when you said, "Well, I don't understand how Nyla's Wilson." Recruitment was slow when she said that. And you said, well, she'll be playing for Boo this year, and so far she's doing well. I talked to one of the coaches today. She's doing well. And Savannah, definitely, coming up as well. But, again, I'm like, those girls work. They work.
Yeah, they work.
They work.
And look, I don't know. Sometimes I could look at a girl like for 3 minutes and be like, oh yeah, she's really good. Like I even text Coach A about Savannah, because like she's a Power 5 point guard, like she's a really, I'm talking, but I saw that in Savannah and Nyla younger, but they falling at 1%.
Right.
And the thing is, everybody try to follow their path, but really they're best friends, but they got their own path.
Right, their own path.
And it's going to happen that way.
It's going to happen that way, yeah, because I saw them too. Man, I was like, wow.
To add on what he's saying, sometimes, like, this is to keep it 100, like, even if you, let's just say you're not that good, right? And you just so happen just to go to TPLS or a school like TPLS, IMG or whatever, right? And you just follow and you just stayed on the path, you're most likely to get a D1 offer than somebody who probably is better than you. Let's say they're in public school dropping 30. You're just because you stuck the course, it's a lot of people who ain't that good. This is facts. There's a lot of girls that are not that good, but they got the Division 1 offer because they stuck the course. Coach is going to trust. My coach, like, for example, like, she has good relationships with certain high schools. She was like, I'm always going to check them out because I know they got good players.
Surrounded
Like,
by the right people.
exactly. Like, she knows Coach Mike. She knows Ron from Takeover. Like, she know people. She be like, oh, I'm always going to go to Hamilton and see what they doing. I'm always going to go to Christ the King and see what they doing because they've always gave me good players.
Exactly.
So it's just like, if you got a reputation, TPLS sent a bunch of kids D1. A bunch of us has rings. They are champions because of the course that they stuck. Now, you got to put it, it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
That.
But even if you was at the lowest level and you just went to TPLS and just listen to them and just trust in the process, you're going to get an offer. It's guaranteed because people always going to come to them. Like,
Right.
Just from doing the level 1. Now, if you want to bump it up and go level 2, 3, 4, and then get rings and do all of that, all right, cool. That's the work. Now, that's what you want. That's the work you putting in. But just doing the bare minimum and coming, like applying yourself, you gonna make it.
Well, you got Armando that sat here in December, and he go to Trinity Episcopal, and I asked him the same question. I said, Mondo, you had a lot of offers that year y'all won a state championship. That's something he went to play for Loaded. And I think Mondo got about like 20-some offers. He was getting it from everywhere.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, Mondo, why did you leave Trinity to go to IMG? Like, he didn't have to do that. But he said that really he wasn't prepared the way he was able to step into North Carolina the way that he did. Going from, and you could see the difference. So when he went to IMG, Mondo was doing stuff that he was not doing at Trinity.
Yeah.
You could see it from, Mondo, I just looked and I said, wow, this man doing a reverse dunk. Mondo wasn't doing that at Trinity.
Yeah,
He did.
His body changed.
His body changed.
his body changed so fast, though.
Right.
I was like, man,
And I'm
look,
like,
It's all about the resources.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Resources are different.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to sacrifice. I had his mama sitting right there in that chair, and she was like, he was going to Mount Verde and made a last minute decision. She said, like, literally just like that, he decided to go to IMG. And when we know what Mount Verde is too, but when you look at IMG and look at what they got, man, I see why. But he was ready.
Yeah.
Why can't you? Lord,
That's what he want. He want to go to. He want to play NBA. I'm pretty sure. Like
Right.
That's what he wanted to do.
That's
You know
what he
I'm saying?
wanted to
That's
do.
the sacrifice that he made. He didn't have to stay. Like you said, he didn't have to stay.
He could have stayed here.
He was going to go to college regardless, right?
Right.
But because of what he's trying to do and because of what he wanted, he made that sacrifice and he went to
Yeah, Carolina was coming to our games like that year. We had, Hubert Davis was literally sitting behind me.
I remember seeing them
like
going to the
my
game.
son senior when they went 35-1. It was like wow. I was like crazy, but he still left.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's understated with females, like working on their body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be physically ready to compete, bang, and recover.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if not, you're just going to, fall off.
I mean, you can't cheat the system.
You can't. Like
can't.
I was just telling them, I was like, I'm about to come out retirement. Sierra like, she gonna come home with your feet. I said, you know what? If I take y'all out to the court and just play the 5, I'm good. I don't have to exude all that energy.
Right.
Just let me be the 5. Y'all do what y'all do. But yeah, seriously. So the thing is, realistically, I can't go out there and run 2, 3, 4 games because my body is not prepared for it. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing with, these girls is like, be able to play a college physical game, go on the road, then you got to do your work and then be at practice. It may have a game the next day. Now let's the coach give you a day off. Mm-hmm. So the physical part of it is so understated. And thinking about it, over their 5 years, we didn't have any significant injuries. Maybe 1, 2. I think I said Grace missed 1 game in 5 years. And it was really a precaution. She had like a strained calf. We was like, we play a tough team tomorrow. You just sit, she just sat it out. Mm-hmm. So it really prepares you on all levels. You got some kids that injury prone, stay hurt.
Right,
They're recovered. They don't know the recovery process. Mm-hmm. They get a sprained ankle. They put in a bag of ice on the ankle. Mm-hmm. No, you need to put your foot in the bucket. Right. The ice falling off is leaking out the food line bag. So they just don't get the next level of the body recovery part. So.
Yeah, because you got to be prepared. I mean, you had Sydney Archie and her husband sitting right here to play for VCU, and they sit up here and said, "Man, the first thing we got to do is we get up at 5 in the morning. Then I might have a class that might be 8, so I got to get treatment first before I anything, and then they go from here to here. Then I got to go to practice, and I go from practice, might get another treatment in. So it's just so much stuff and I'm not taking it because we came up in the public school system.
Yeah.
But things are different now. And some of our parents that came up with us, they so used to the old school way. I get it. But if you want these results to where you can keep some of this money in your pocket the way that I didn't, and I'm going to emphasize that I didn't, and I'm not the only one, but I'm just using me as an example because I don't have anybody else to use, then you might want to try this because the way that you're doing it, and even though you might have first team all-state region and all this stuff, and you still getting interest and not in the office, you might want to come take a look.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm going to say one thing. Like, me and her dad are really good friends, and we talk about the money that we didn't have to spend for college, but the money that we still spending for them.
Right.
Like, like she has one of my credit cards and she has it. So I pay for that, and I'm like, man, good thing I don't have to pay for school.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously, she need a car going back.
Groceries.
So man, you decided a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, so that's some real stuff that you still have to account for, even with the scholarship. But it's still a blessing. But I don't complain at all. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, I'm good with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
So yeah, this is what I was gonna say about Grace, like saying the research and stuff. Like, even if you set aside TPLS, I feel like people have to realize, like, it's schools outside of TPLS that do this too. So it's other girls competing for what you want, like Mount Verde, IMG, and them girls are good, like good. So, and like you were saying, like the old school way, it's not that it doesn't work. It's just more so like things are evolving and changing, and it's just like other places, West Coast, like. It's the whole United States, and everybody's competing for what you want.
Even
that's what I'm saying. It's not
we
like
just got a girl from Spain.
That's
That's
what I'm saying. We got a freshman commit coming in from Spain. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, yeah, you win in public school against 10 schools,
right?
And aside from the fact that it's just times 10 schools more in Virginia, you got girls that are already younger than us, and then like I just be looking like these girls are good. Like Raquel's starting to play basketball now. I didn't start playing basketball till like 3rd grade. Like she's gonna be good.
Until like a child.
Like good. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't really like I didn't have what she had. Like she's gonna But the times are changing. Like, girls are really good.
Right.
Like, we like, okay, like we
dunking.
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just different. Girls are so good. So it's like you have the whole country competing for one thing that you want. And then if you're good, the offer that you want is going to the girl, like multiple offers because they want her too.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just about like, oh, like, okay, go to TV, like, yes, but it's a resource for you and for you to get better, for you to get where you want to go.
And look, I want to talk about the evolution part. Like, I don't know how, like, my daughter Raquel, her journey is going to be. It may evolve past my lens, and they may have a different lens. They say, hey, she should do this and do that. And may be the best thing. So I'm not going to be that, oh, my dad, I've been doing this. I
Right,
lead,
because you have those. Right.
No, I'm going to defer to these, these girls, even like, what if Grace lives somewhere in North Carolina, there's a prep school in North Carolina? It's probably better for her. I'm like, hey, Grace, could Raquel come live with you? I have that relationship with her. You know what I'm saying? So, for her, I'm so blessed for her to kind of be around and know them, So I think the reclass year for Sierra, it helped. Like I think I said before, like Raquel understands why all these girls, she understands everybody has an offer, you know what I'm saying? And she's able to grow up and kind of attach herself to them. So she has I'm talking about direct line of sight as far as what she can do. Obviously, her path is going to be her path. Her path may, get a little different at the end, but I know she has a good start, right?
And like you said, like everyone's path is different. You have to be willing to take the path that's right for you. Like Tyi said, if you have a Power 5 goal, if you have a goal just to play Division I basketball, you have to put yourself in the right situation to be able to continue to do that. And like basketball, it's a business. And like with life, like the saying goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, you got to find a new room.
There you go.
It's the same thing with basketball. If you're bullying girls on the court and everything's easy, you got to go to a new room.
You got to go
because you're not getting
else.
better.
Yeah.
And like with like these programs,
No, because we
these
say
programs, you get better. You're never. I mean, you're gonna have days where you are the best person in the room, and then the next day you're not gonna be the best person in the room, but you're getting better to where you can be the next day. So it's all about the avenue you take and how valuable that is.
Yeah, you can't go run and try to pay behind somebody who's a phenom.
Yeah.
You trying to got to run to one school to another school to go hide and play behind somebody else and think that anybody gonna see your deficiencies. Stop it. Stop running, because at some point it's gonna stop. And again, you're gonna get exposed for what you really are.
Yeah, like the name on your chest, like with travel and like high school AAU, it means nothing if you're sitting the bench because you're not being seen. If you go to a team that's maybe a different level, or even in like the same organization, it's just not EYBL or Gauntlet, stuff like that.
Right.
You're being seen.
Right.
And that's all that matters.
And who did y'all play with?
We played for Team Loaded. She played for Havoc. And then my last year, I played for Lady Phoenix.
I played for DC Premier, New World, Blue
She's all over that.
I played the end of the Team Loaded season because I left one team, went to another.
Yeah,
But you know what? But the thing is, I think I said it before, like, you got to be mobile.
Right.
If stuff don't work. I remember her last year when, AAU, we kept telling her, you need to just play for us. And she went to DC Premier. Then it got kind of funky.
Middle of the tournament, I said, oh, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, so we was like, all right, come on. Because this is family,
bus.
right?
Yeah.
We're going to support you. But, like, no, you don't need to go through all that. Because you know what? Really, she didn't need it. She didn't need the drama. And that's the thing I say. What if she was AAU reliant? She couldn't have left in the middle of a live
That's
period.
what I was gonna say. It was in the middle of a live period, but
Yeah.
Wow.
this is my last year at TPLS. Well, I spent 2 years there, so I reclassed, and so I had an extra year. I already had my offers. Like, I had 15 plus offers, 20 offers. They was all mid-major, and my goal was Power 5. So, like, I played my last year with DC Premier. Like, okay, cool. I wasn't really getting along with the coach, and I'm not one for it. So, I think we was in the live period. We was in the middle of the gym. I was like, I can't do this no more. I said, Coach Mike here. You need no place. He's like, come on, honey. I was like, I got to get my stuff for the hotel. I was like, I'm about to go, yo. Like, I'm about to just go with you. I was like, and then it's funny because I ended up, like, it just put some things, and that's why I said it's God's plan. It put some things in perspective because, like, when I went with him and I had switched teams over, you know how coaches come and see you and stuff like that. So, like, one of my coaches, like, I had all them offers. So, like, all the coaches was on me. I had dang near the whole MEAC, swear. So, the only person who came to my game when I was on Coach Mike's team, like she went out her way to come to my game because she wasn't even supposed to come to that tournament or come to that game or something. She went to that game, and I want to say, like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna commit to Delaware. Like,
Yeah, she committed on the spot right there.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah,
just cause, like, so.
I was mad. I went to the bathroom and came back, and Coach Chuck was like, she committed. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because I just knew it was like a sign. I was like, okay, she don't want to hear that. That's so real. Like, okay, this is probably my path. Like, all right, let me stop chasing. Like, you know, and then it just so happened to become.
And, you know, like she said, she wanted to go
Yeah.
Power 5. She wanted to go Power 5, but you got to go where they love you at. And Delaware showed her, we love you, you know. And then just think about it, how God works. You go to Delaware, your coach
First
get
get
a
the
Power
job.
5 job. And then you end up there anyway,
Maybe.
right? Versus going to a Power 5, sitting, transferring.
Yeah,
know you.
transferring.
And no-
Which a lot of my teammates did, and that's why I was going to add on what Grace said about, like, not you, like, don't compare your journey to nobody else. And the person, like, sometimes a lot of people that I've played with, and, like, when I was in middle school and even high school, like, them top recruit players, I'm at a better place than with, and not that to say, like they didn't do good. Some of them transfer, some of them don't even play ball no more. Some of them was highly recruited, they don't play. Some of them just quit basketball. Like, all them players that I was comparing myself to, why she here, why she there, oh, she got this, she got that. Like, I'm better than them now. Yes, I put in the work, and I always thought I was better than them any goddamn way, but it doesn't matter. The point is, the next person that you see, like, you see them with all the offers, like, they might have already reached their peak. They might not work as hard as long as you keep working and stay your course, you're going to be straight.
You got to see her now, and then
Exactly.
that is where
That's
you
right.
want to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What you know? Oh man.
Yeah.
You know. First of all, y'all thirsty too, y'all. That water's good.
yeah, what a
First,
good.
that ain't good.
Yeah, that water's real good. You know, our throats get a little parched. Talking, right? Yeah. So that's good. You know, it's pure life. Yeah. No, I just. No, for me, I just want to just say some names, and I'm not gonna be messy. I'm not gonna be messy. I'm not gonna be petty, but I just hope that the people that I'm thinking about, I hope y'all really watch this, because some of y'all think y'all got it going on, and I'm serious, because I'm just listening to y'all stories, and it's not like it was like a cut and dry thing. You guys had like a lot of different paths.
And then still,
It's
And
still
still-
because
different.
I'm gonna say
Right
this.
story.
I'm gonna say this. This year happened, starting as a freshman, playing as a freshman. None of that matters. Like, it's a new year. Like, I still gotta reprove myself because it's people coming in. Like,
Right.
it's people coming in, transfers coming in. Like, I gotta prove myself. I gotta let it be known. Like, okay, I need to be on the court. Like, it doesn't stop. It does not stop until you graduate college and like,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
I'm done playing
And
basketball.
then it's the same thing
But-
in a different way for business.
the-
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You got a new coach.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
you about
My
to have a
role,
whole-
I don't want the role I had last year. I want a new role, and I got to go into the gym, and I got to prove that every day.
So you're leaving tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I leave tomorrow morning. Yeah.
I'm trying to go to league. I got one more year, so it's either this year or next year. My coach talking to me like, cause I was number one scorer. I was leading the Pac-12 the whole season. I had like messed up like I want to say like 3 games in a row where my average had dropped down, so I ended up being second. 90% of the season I was number one whole scorer. So now it's like, okay, Ty, you gotta do what you did this year, but better. But now they all, you know. Okay, we know who you is now. So it's just like I gotta do that, get my name out there. This class is crazy for the draft, so it's just like. I got Caitlin Clark in my class. I think Angel's in my class. I think all them people was in my class. You know what I'm saying? So I got to compete against them. I got to go to the tournament. And on top of all of that, I got a whole new team coming in this year. So I had a whole new team last year. 5 people left. I got a whole new squad coming in. So it's like I'm working with a new team again. I still got to do what I did last year, but better. And I got to get my name out there more so I can go to the draft or have my name, my stock in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
it doesn't stop.
it don't, like,
Yeah. And so that's what like even me, like even recruiting for TPLS, I'm kind of even pivoting. I'm looking at 6th graders, 7th graders with potential, right? Because if you can get them early,
right?
it's best to really do it. Like we have a one of my friends with the high school. She's in the 5th grade. She's 6 feet.
Yeah,
right.
we had that
You know,
conversation.
and
Yeah.
you know, we met with her, and it's a good possibility that she's going to come to TPLS. And you know, Mike was looking in the gym. He said, "Man, she could be a pro." You know, so just think about it, right? You 5'11", 6 feet. You're going to be going through this journey right now. So she's going to be conditioned to play probably 15U in the 6th grade. You know, so and people got to understand when you're a girl basketball player, you are different. Like you're going to miss prom. You're not going to do all the other stuff, but just think about it. These girls are going to be set up for life.
Right.
You know, as far as their connections.
Right.
As far as the life resources.
Yeah, we
if you
get into that.
Yeah, like not exactly.
You know, so many. I went to Arizona. I ran a fashion show for Phoenix Fashion Week. I don't run no model. I'm not a model. They just invited me because I go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in Arizona State. Like I got to meet WNBA players. I got to meet NBA players. Talk to them. I got to meet Jamal Murray, Russell Westbrook. They all talk to me because all the NBA players, they practice at our boys' facility, which is in the same facility as us. Any game that the Suns play against, they're all at our facility. So we get to meet them, talk to them. They give it. I swear, like Donovan Mitchell, like all of them be there. And now they got a new contract with the WNBA players. So like I get to see the stuff firsthand. I'm talking to news reporters, ladies, like they giving me advice. So it's like just off of the connections alone. Like even if I didn't want to play basketball, oh, I got a job in broadcasting. I ain't think about broadcasting. She told me I got a job modeling. Oh, you want to see me? Oh, okay, I got you. Like
Man.
I would be fangirling a little bit.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I be like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would have
don't forget
never
about
thought of
your
that.
boy, right?
Yeah,
I got.
I'm gonna tell you about a player later.
No, but I never would have thought of something like that. Like it's just opening so many doors and stuff like that.
It's just beautiful, man, because all of you are well spoken and y'all so confident and y'all speak, just very, very confident about y'all experiences. And like sometimes I have to worry about talking to young athletes where everybody's nervous, so we got to build it up and stuff like this. But y'all just like, y'all got it. And I'm like I said, I'm just so thankful that Coach Sheen, man, it came out here. Like I said, since we connected, man, it's like, hey, man, we talking at least twice a week about something. Like, I just don't understand, man. Man, I want to tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build me a time machine, man. I'm gonna go get me a Marty McFly. I'm gonna get me one of the Back to the Futures.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me a DeLorean, and I'm going back to when my son was in the 6th grade when it all happened. And I'm gonna see if I can find. Look, and if y'all there, I'm like trying to. I don't know what to do something else, man. Because I'm telling you, man, I wish I had these resources, man. I just.
You would. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Because, I mean, it's one thing, like, when you can coach talent, but when you have a coach who can develop talent.
Exactly.
You
You in, cause you in hard right now.
You can't look with my man. She can't leave in the heart. I gotta keep her here.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people can really develop. No, I'm saying it's hard to develop. It's not too many coaches that can develop. Some coaches can coach and they can't train. Some coaches can train and can't coach.
Yeah.
But she right about that, about the development. And the only thing I can say is they develop people for
Why
sure.
you trying to tell these coaches? Like I said, we got 10 minutes, because I'm not gonna go over the hour 30, because then I gotta pay for it. So we ain't gonna do that. So I'm on that part. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment on the page and stuff when you do that. Chunky forgot to do that. Ray, you probably waved your hand and I didn't even see you. But no, because I know a few coaches that I talked to, and I remember sitting in that chair last summer. I had Jasmine Young, and I remember talking to a coach, and I remember, I don't know what TPLS is. We just don't know. And the fact that y'all can say that, y'all ain't being paid to do this, right? So y'all can say that. So if y'all had to, again, just say the development piece. Just let them know.
Some coaches can't coach, and they got you because you raw talent. And they're trying to be petty and keep you to spice their name up.
But if they really care about you, they'll let you go.
They'll let you go.
Game over. Podcast over. No, podcast over. We got to go. No, that was so true, because
It only hurt the player though, because they don't develop.
See,
it hurts them so bad. It hurts them. That's why y'all be so ranked. Y'all be tough coming out, and y'all don't get no better than and Lil Sammy, who didn't have a jump shot. He couldn't dribble.
Just because Lil Sammy was on that team.
Just Lil Sammy on that team, working with him every day.
Coach them, and
Sammy out here dunking
at all, so I didn't tell them to say this. They said this on their own.
That's the worst.
Oh my God!
I see it all the
time.
time.
Oh my God!
I know y'all seen it.
Woo.
It's a shame.
It sucks. Like you was ranked number 1. Oh, they thought you was so sweet.
Yeah. And your heart hurts for them because you know they're hurting.
You know they hurt, and it's not their fault though. It's only the coach's fault, and
They just weren't prepared.
and then they be slicing the parents up, selling them.
And that's how I kind of got the job with Prep Hoops.
Oh, I need some alcohol, man. I really need some.
Get some wings in here. You get some
wings. Oh my God! I just want to cross my leg.
So,
Go ahead. You can control.
I'm gonna talk about the rankings. Like one of the college coaches, it was like 2 years ago. They was asking me about Prep Hoop rank. I was like, I don't really look at it, And I had that same conversation a year later. It was like, hey, what's up with these rankings with Prep Hoops? I was like, I don't know. I don't really look at it. It was like, well, Grace Pack ranked 25 in her class. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold up. I went to go look at it, so I contacted the guy. I said, y'all got Grace Pack? I'm like, she got like 10 plus offers. And that's how I was telling the guy about, what I do. And, I think they got to revamp it because college coaches called me and asked. And that's how I kind of started working with them. And, we got a really good team as far as trying to promote, girls. And I know next month we're going to have, in August we're going to have a middle school to ninth grade kind of showcase. So now my focus is I'm start skipping. I think I'm start going back to sixth grade as far as showcasing and let people know the process, not just AAU.
I think that would help.
Yeah, trying to get them in the building and understand like, hey, you got to train the parents because if the parents not trained, because when they're young, the kids follow the parents' lead, and then it's like a business. You consult each other, like, what you want to do, or I'll make the final decision.
You have the whole family walking in blind to the process.
Exactly. And just listen to people that don't know what they're talking about. So. But yeah,
man, this is beautiful.
Oh yeah, but look, Ty has something for you, man. I just want to make sure she get,
I got my different breed. I got you with some more stuff though. I got some shirts, socks for you.
Man, listen, I told you.
And I got you the slides though.
Look, we like gifts over here.
Of course, y'all check out different breed.
Yeah, check
different
it out.
breed on Instagram. DIF3RNT breed.
She'll get you.
Yeah,
Y'all heard that, right? Go ahead, plug that again.
DIF3RNT.breed on Instagram. Just follow me. I got a bunch of stuff, athletic apparel, all that, shoes, clothes, all you need.
This is called mutual respect, okay? Look, we like gifts over here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna get you some slides too.
We appreciate all of that because again, man, this. Oh man.
And it's another thing. Like, I think I kind of told you about.
Thank you so much.
The meeting I had last week, as far as a marketing manager. So I'm trying to meet with him within the next 2 weeks and really kind of present something to the girls to help them from an NIL standpoint. And, Virginia, they're doing the NIL thing. It's probably going to be they can do it. But the thing about it, we could deal with without Virginia because we're not, a part of Virginia High School League. Right. So really trying to, talk to him and see what he can do for them while they're at college. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll have something for our girls at TPLS and these girls where they can probably put some extra money in pocket. I think the marketing aspect will help her because she has different breeders in my basement. She got her own room.
Might as well.
And the thing is, and this is the thing.
We didn't even get into the NIL.
Yeah, so this is the stuff I tell her. I was having a conversation Sunday. I said, you got to get your business in order. Basketball is really easy to her. But if you want to do this is the stuff you got to get in order because it's kind of like life, right? If you want to promote this brand, it's got to be automative. So I told her, like me and my wife, we'll help her do it. But she got to start it because, I want to just be like, hey, man, you got to order. I'll go ship it, do whatever. So we're trying to figure out the logistics part of it. But, hopefully we could talk to this marketing guy, see maybe if he can help her out a little bit. But if not, she's still going to,
Well, I'm going to also I got a podcast coming out. It's going to be, I shot it already. I want to say it's going to be in between the Huguenot and the Highland Springs football podcast. Joy Harris, she talks about a lot of NIL stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I've always tried to plug her on my page and stuff like that so people can know. But she, Marcus Lewis from Verona put me on to her, and she's really big into, like, she helps people in that arena. So is that Joy Harris on Instagram? Okay. And that episode will be coming out sometime in June. So I think all of y'all should kind of watch that because she's really, really good. She's knowledgeable. Every time she's like on there every day. So I always try to plug her in different stuff and try to put people. She's with SCORE. So I'm not sure, like I said, all of the logistics and everything like that. So if y'all want to holler at her, please, she's really good with that NIL stuff. Okay. Every day she's always talking about something different. Young girl too. So yeah, I heard on the show. So no, for real. Awesome. No, man, boy.
See, Lee loves stuff like this.
I do because see, they don't listen to me. See, it's just like, I look at somebody like Phil Jackson. He was a role player, got 11 rings. So you don't have to be great all the way through. We see Magic Johnson was great, but he wasn't a successful coach. Yeah. Michael Jordan was a great player, wasn't a successful owner. So I just try to be a platform, a resource to get people where because I don't want them to make the same mistakes like people like I did. I mean, I don't call it as a mistake. I just didn't have the resources. Just didn't know.
And people, they gotta like be right get it right instead of be right.
Right.
That's what it comes down to, because they just want to be the one like, I told you,
Yeah.
like, no, like, I always ask people about, stuff change, so people ask me stuff, I tell them my opinion, then I always ask other people's opinion as well. Like, I got a good friend up north, Robert Raymond, he always tell me about girls up there, that, he always see, like, you got to check this person out. I'm like, all right, cool, so always, if you know anybody, hit me up on Prep Hoops, on Twitter. I'm on Twitter is Rasheen Johnson. That's nothing but basketball, so that's the best place to reach me. If you know anybody that's good, that I could look at. I'm always looking for people on Twitter. So,
But I wanted to add, you can't help everybody. That's all.
Yeah.
He always said you can't help everybody, and if everybody want to be rich, but if it was easy, everybody be rich.
Yeah.
Everybody be rich. If everybody could go D1, everybody would go D1.
Right.
It was just a path that you can just. It was a door we could just all slide into. Like, hey, I just want to be rich.
Yeah.
I want to have a 6-pack. I want to be 6 foot. Like,
Exactly.
If you could do it, we all would do it. It's not easy. So it's just like you can't help everybody.
No, you can't. And like I said, we just try. We try. And like I said, I've sent so many people his way. I mean, I think what I told you, I met you at the Armstrong Hall of Fame thing for Kennard and some of the other people there. And I don't know. Dang, listen, man. It was like, what? I'm like, that's the best information you got, and you want to go where? What? I don't know. But we got 1 minute. Plug yourself again. Y'all Instagram handles, Twitter handles, so that way they can know.
All right, my name's Grace Pack, and my Instagram is Gracie God's Girl, and my Twitter is GPack33.
Sierra Johnson. My Instagram is _S Johnson with 3 N's. That's the same thing as my Twitter.
Tyi Skinner. My Instagram is Showtime Tyi. The E is a 3 _Tyi. And then also follow me on my athletic apparel line, Different Breed, DIF3RNT.breed on Instagram.
Yep, I'm on Twitter, Rasheen Johnson, and you can find me on Instagram, TPLS Christian Academy, and FBC Carolina Elite Havoc. So.
Well, like I said, y'all know where y'all can follow me, BallinVA Podcast _804. Same thing, Lee Mary, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and TikTok. So, y'all, this was great. We're gonna close it up before I have to start paying for more of this. But I appreciate y'all, doing this stuff. But again, thank y'all so much. Y'all were great. How was y'all waters again? Y'all waters was real.
I think it was good.
And on that note, being petty, we are out.
Oh my God. That was official.
Over, make sure that y'all check out my man rickstocko.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.